everyone, I'm glad to see you all here. I hope you are all doing well and ready to learn. I'm excited to share my ideas with you today. Today, I'll be talking about an important topic. Before we begin, let me introduce myself. My name is Ami from the Information System Study Program. Now, I want to talk about something that affects us all every day. Smoking on campus. As someone who values health, community, and the environment, I firmly believe that our campus should stay a smoke-free zone. Smoking isn't just a personal choice, it's a habit that impacts everyone around us. And it's time we prioritize a healthier, more respectful space for learning and living. First, let's consider the health risks. Secondhand smoke is no joke. It's linked to serious issues like lung cancer, heart disease, and respiratory problems, even for non-smokers. On a bustling campus like ours, where students gather in common areas, libraries, and pathways, allowing smoking exposes everyone to these dangers. I have seen friends struggle with allergies or asthma flare-ups just from walking past a smoker. Why should we tolerate that in a place dedicated to education and growth? Studies from organizations like the CDC show that smoke-free police reduce hospital visit and improve air quality facts we can endure. Second, think about the environment. Cigarette butts are the most common litter worldwide, and our campus grounds are no exception. Those tiny filters don't biodegrade. They leach toxic chemicals into the soil and waterways, harming wildlife and polluting our shared space. As a community committed to sustainability, think of our recycling programs and green initiative. Why allow this preventable pollution is hypocritical and lazy. Alternative like vaping or a cigarette are much better. They still produce harmful aerosols and contribute to litter. Finally, smoking disrupts the campus vibe. It creates awkward social divides, smokers huddling in designated spots, while others avoid them. It smells bad, tiny benches, and seats are poor. Example for younger students, in my opinion, a smoke-free campus fosters inclusivity and respect. If we want to build a supportive environment, banning smoking sends a clear message. Your health and comfort matter to us all. In conclusion, smoking on campus is outdated and harmful. It endangers health, dirties our environment, and fractures our community. I urge everyone to support and enforce our smoke-free policy. If you are smokers, consider quitting or using nicotine replacement therapies. Research are available through campus health service. Let's make our campus a beacon of wellness and responsibility. Thank you for listening now. Let's like up a better future together.
Okay, next, I want to presentation about simple present tense, a fundamental part of English grammar. This presentation will cover what it is, how to use it, and some practice exercise. Let's get started. What is simple present tense? Simple present tense is like describing things that happen regularly or are always true. For example, the sun always rises in the east. That's a fact. Or if you eat breakfast daily, that's a habit. It's not for action happening right now. Why learn simple present tense? Use in daily conversation, description, and storytelling. Help describe routines, condition, or for other tense. Why is this important? Because simple present is everywhere in English. You use it to talk about your daily life, like I go to school, or facts like cats have fur. Measuring is makes learning other tense easier. Let's look at key use. First, general facts. things that are always true, like water boiling at 100 degrees. Second, habits, such as playing tennis every weekend. Third, schedules, like train departure time. Continuing, we use it for instruction, like telling someone to open a door. Preference, such as I like coffee, and permanent situation, like where someone lives. These are all ongoing or uncharged. For positive sentence, the structure simple is subject, then the best form of the verb plus the object. For I or you, it's I eat apples. No change needed for most subject. But for he, she, or it, add s or s to the verb. So, he eats apples. Notice the s on it. This is a key rule to remember. For negative, use do not. For I, or you, or we, or they. And does not for he, she, it. Followed by the best verb. Example, I do not eat apples. Is like adding not after the helper verb. Questions start with do or does, then subject, base verb, and object. For yes or no question like do you eat apples? Use does for he, she, it. For detailed question, add words like what, where, on when at the start. Example, what do you eat? This help get more information. Verbs fall into the two types. Regular ones just add s or s for third person, like work, becomes works. Irregular ones change Unicode, like have to has. Memorize the irregular ones. Here are common irregular verbs. Be, I am, is, are. Have, has, do, does, go, goes. It, it's. In a sentence, she has a car. Has is the third person form. Let's practice. I blah 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 breakfast every day. What a verb. Eat. And next, she blah 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 in a big house. Live. Next, now turn positive to negative. He plays soccer becomes he does not play soccer. Add does not before the best verb. Change to question. She eats apples. 2. Does she eat apple? With start with does for she. Watch out for mistake. Don't forget the S for he, she, it. Like he eats. Also use does not, do not for third person. Another error. Using I am eating for habits. Simple present is for routines like I eat breakfast. Save continuous for right now, action. Tips to master it. Describe your daily habits. Allow listen to English song. Many use distance. Apps like Duolingo have fun exercise. In summary, simple present cover facts and habits. With a simple structure, practice regularly, and you all get it. Thank you for your attention.